Hello, everybody. I am Eric Hobbs, and this is Under the Arch Sports. Today we are talking about Anthony Kennedy Jr., the first commit for Mizzou in the high school class of 2026. Before we get into that, please, guys, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and Spotify. Yeah, 2026. Kind of wild. Yeah, new class, starting strong. Anthony Kennedy Jr., 6'4", 290 pounds, a defensive tackle out of Maumelle High School in Maumelle, Arkansas. That is northwest-ish part of the Little Rock metro area, if you will. He began his high school at Little Rock Northwest High School, so moved around a little bit. He is a 4-star according to 24/7 Sports rating. On three, their composite rating. On three themselves rate him as a 3-star, a high 3-star. But the composite, kind of averaging out across the board with all the services, they have him as a 4-star based on that. He's visited Mizzou 7 times. So, not necessarily a surprise that this happened. Most recent visit being for the Auburn game, the Brady Cook Hospital game. Worth noting that at 6'4", 290, dude also plays basketball. So there's a certain bit of athleticism that goes with his size. We'll talk about that in a second here. He chose Missouri after previously naming a Final Eight, along with the Tigers, Arkansas, Georgia, Miami, SMU, Tennessee, Texas, and Texas A&M, all of whom had offered. So, as far as who wanted him, well, there you have it. Georgia and Texas both offered him. You could end it right there, right? The USC had offered, a few other bigger schools. Florida had offered. So, the highest of the high in terms of blue blood and recruiting, names were after him. When you look at the film, the first thing that you notice is that with his size and his strength, he's able to just blow up linemen that he's matched up against. He can just initiate contact, and his force just drives them back a step or two. And at that point, they're on their heels trying to get themselves reestablished while he's going off to make the play because he's free to do it. He can just overpower a lineman like that with his size. And let's face it, at 6'4", 290, yeah, there are times where he can just outsize and out athlete, honestly, especially specific to strength, just out athlete guys that he's playing against. He, even if on a given play, he doesn't just blow a lineman up and just kind of get himself in a stance ready to see where the running back is going. He is able to make a mess of the line and just make it just a mess. If you know football, you know the offense wants a kind of a clean line of scrimmage with lanes for a running back to go to or a clean pocket. The defense wants it to be just a muddled, jumbled up mess, especially on the interior. Well, Kennedy can do that. Even if he is not blowing somebody up, he is able to hang in there and just muddle it up so that running backs are having to make cuts they weren't planning to make, and the play is off script. And that's really all you can ask, especially for a play where you don't have the upper hand necessarily. He has a high motor. We talked about how he plays basketball. He has the ability to just run the court. You can translate that to running the field. He has that high motor. He can pursue a scrambling quarterback, for example, and 4 or 5 seconds into the play, he can be the one in pursuit to make the play and to get a significant sack. So that's good to see that athleticism there. Most of the time, he did look to be in a 3-point stance. He did have experience with a 4-point stance on a couple of these plays. A D tackle, you expect that. It seems sometimes that, I don't know, just kind of almost at random. Sometimes almost maybe some short yardage type situations. That'll be one where, all right, I think it'll be more organized, but it's good to see that he has experience playing in a 4 point stance because it is different. Now for Missouri. Well, Mizzou gets their first commitment for the recruiting class on December 14th. All right. That is a far cry from the class of 2025 when Matt Zollers was the first commit in April. So nowhere near the wait for Missouri. And that's a good thing, I think. It doesn't have to mean anything, but it can be a very good thing. I guess I should put it that way. Why? Well, you've got somebody on the board actively telling dudes, hey, I committed. You're going to come play with me. A linebacker could be on a visit for junior day or something, coming in to visit and say, look, I'm already coming. You're going to have me in front of you making a mess of everything. All I need you to do is come clean it up. And they can talk instead of wondering who's going to be the first. So that helps when you have somebody actively recruiting you aside from the coaches or the current players. Having a peer recruit you, it's different. You know, it's always fun to go into Arkansas and grab somebody that Arkansas wants and just say, thank you. And that's what Missouri's done a lot of. The Arkansas ties on the staff surely help drink native of Arkansas, Al Davis from Arkansas. So the ties surely help. Courtney Crutchfield played youth ball with Kennedy. So there's a familiarity there. All right. Austin Dendy from the same area. So there is a little bit of Arkansas flavor that helps establish that familiarity early on. And that's going to help Missouri going forward, I think. Hey, here we go. Class of 2026 underway. Number one on the board, and it's a strong one. We're going to have you covered as more commits come for this class of 2026 throughout the next year, as well as everything going on in the world of St. Louis sports with the Blues and Mizzou basketball, the bowl preview, Music City Bowl coming up. We'll have that for you. And we'll try and dissect what in the heck the Cardinals are going to do in the offseason here. Until next time, thank you all for watching.